Hey, welcome back to Bridges. We have a really interesting show today that actually we are highlighting one of the little-known programs at Toledo Public Schools, but really one of the one that has such a huge impact on the lives of the students that go there. We are being joined this morning by Daphne Durden-Willis, who's the director of the Career Technology Department, Alexis Smith, who is a graduate of that school, and her very proud dad, Major Smith Jr. So you were saying that parental support is key.
It's essential, and they depend heavily on parent involvement. They have a very short staff, and well, it's a small school, small class sizes, and so a lot of the extracurricular activities that they're involved in, they depend on parent involvement. A lot of the staff, they put in a lot of hours, and we sort of relieve them by picking up some of the extracurricular.
And it's got to be great for the kids too to see the parents being so involved in the education.
Oh,
yes. That's got to be really great.
We actually had a story, if you don't mind. A parent actually would take classes there, and at the end of his graduation, he graduated with his child, and they gave him a honorary diploma from TTA.
Really?
He was kind of a skeptic, but he sat in the classrooms and he was sold.
And then he was sold. Mm-hmm. Wow. Well, the other thing that I don't think people know is that this school has been nationally recognized, right?
Yes. It has, and as he
this program has been TTA has been nationally recognized.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, it has nationally as well as state in terms of recognitions. But as Mr. Smith, I want to piggyback on something that he said in terms of the parental involvement. In terms of students deciding what it is that they want to be, that is so key that parents begin, and I'm talking not only as a career technology director, but as a former guidance counselor, that parents have the greatest influence on what students decide to do. And so the earlier that you can begin to have those conversations, and I'd be interested to hear when you started having those conversations with your son and Alexis, the better they are at deciding what it is they want to do. Yeah. So that's the question we try to put in the minds of parents. Ask your child, what is it that you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And have those conversations early, and then begin to expose them to things in those areas.
Let's take a look at some of the programs that you guys offer in the Career Technology Department. Aviation technician, electronics, engineering, precision machining technology.
Yes.
And the list, you gotta know, it goes on and on.
And that's just 4 of probably 30 different programs that we offer within the district that people are unaware of. And
Absolutely.
One of the things that we try to do this year is we offer tours, because I can talk about them and you can list them and I can give you sound bites of what those programs are, but it's nothing like going into the actual programs and seeing for yourself what these kids are doing. And it's amazing, as you've heard from Alexis,
yeah, it
in
really
terms
is.
of her experience, in terms of actually looking at the labs themselves, in terms of the equipment and the technology that is there. It is amazing. And
yeah, you guys ought to go to the TPS website. It's actually tps.org. The website is great, and it lists all of the programs that are available in this particular department, and I was just amazed, and I think that you will be too. When did you start? When did you know? What morning did you wake up and say, I'm going to be a biomedical engineer?
Well, to be honest, it wasn't until my freshman year. I had an English teacher, Nancy Ville, and I love her to death to this very day. She always proud of me of being like her favorite student. So I loved having her as a freshman English teacher. And we had a project where we actually had to write a report on what we wanted to be when we grew up. And at the time, I was still in between wanting to be a doctor and going into this whole engineering idea. And I wasn't really sure. And then I started to research, well, is there a way where I can put medicine and engineering together? Have the best of both worlds. And after I did my homework and I did the research, there's biomedical engineering, exactly what I was looking for. And it was, that was that morning. I was like, that's it. That's what I want to do. And from that day forward, I've been taking steps to kind of prepare me to go into that world, because there's not too many and students, and especially females, going into engineering, and then to have the medicine, you know, just going with that just makes it, you know, huge, because that's a promising field that'll be around for a while.
very
you know,
long
it's starting
time.
to be, you know, revolutionized into today's world. It's, you know, as far as the prosthetic hands go, you know, robotic limbs and discs and things like that. It's just, you know, it's amazing.
It is amazing. I'm going to ask you this question.
Yeah.
So, with all of the opportunity to do everything wrong, how did you end up doing so much right?
Well, it took doing a lot of wrong to get it right.
Love the honesty. Love the honesty.
You know, made a ton of mistakes, you know, didn't always know the right answer. I always prided myself on being the top of the class all the time in, you know, junior high and, you know, elementary, always. And then I get to TTA and there's a bunch of kids who
Bunch
are
of smart kids,
you know,
right,
you know,
yeah,
just used to being the top of their class. So it took myself, you know, challenging, you know, my mind and the critically thinking and thinking outside of the box to really get that, you know, point where I can say, yeah, I've made it, and I'm still, you know, I'm not even having made it. You know, I'm getting there, and you know, procrastination and everything, it will happen, especially when you're in a rigorous curriculum like that. It really takes some patience and some support. You know, my parents have been awesome.
Threats.
Yeah, it's a lot of threats.
Threats.
And everything.
Yeah, a lot of
Maybe my
threats.
brother, but not
A
me,
lot
of course. Yeah.
Of course not you. Expectations, though, you know, setting the expectations for performance, I imagine was really important for the kid.
Well, you know, my wife and I were blessed with our kids. They kind of just were sold to the idea. We didn't have to do much of convincing how important their education was, and we can't say enough of how proud we are of their accomplishments and what the school has done for them. My older son, who attended before she did, he's an athlete, and that's one of the things about Toledo Technology Academy is that they think they don't have a sports program, so they think they can't participate in sports, which is not true. My son actually played football. He actually played for the school of his district, which was Scott High School. And it was kind of strange because you have a lot of kids who walk around in the hall who would participate for schools that the district they live in. So you'll probably see people on game day wearing jerseys from Scott High School or Woodward High School or
think that's
Start.
kind of fun,
Right.
yeah,
And they're
that's
actually
really kind of fun.
competing against their classmates across the field or on the basketball court. So it's kind of strange.
So you can get that full academic
You
experience.
can get everything you can out of
And a
that.
full academic experience. Is it hard, the two of you? I mean, do people need to be afraid to go into this particular program?
I think it's a win-win
Do you?
with career technology, whether that be with the engineering, as Alexis said, or aviation, or animal science, or broadcasting. Any of those areas gives the students an opportunity early to experience what it is they say they want to do. And then all of our programs are tied to college credits. So anywhere from 3 to 30
they?
credits students are earning for being in these career technology programs. And then, of course, there's the teamwork part of it. And when you talk about being career ready, to me, there's a definition for that. There's the academic skill, there's the technical skill, and then there's the employability. That's what parents and I think the community wants to know is a part of developing students, because you want to know that what they're doing is transferable, not necessarily that you're going to know specifically all of the nuances and things of what GM does,
Right.
but we have someone that we can train and we know academically, technically, employability-wise, they're ready to go. And so those are the things that matter, and those are the things that career technology workforce development does.
And these are free. There's
They're
no
free.
tuition.
There's no tuition.
Are
No.
is there any sort of academic screening that goes into becoming part of these programs?
In some instances, yes. I know for Toledo Technology Academy, they're looking for, their requirements are at least a C average. They're looking at attendance. They're looking at suspensions, expulsions, and that would be with any of our programs that certain things we are looking for. But I try not to be so packaged into something that you rule a student out.
Right.
Because academically, that student may get it once they get into a career technology
Absolutely.
program. And I saw that a lot in our electronics program. Those kids are very strong in algebra, but it's not algebra to them because they're applying it to something. So even though this may be a challenged student, otherwise, you get them in the career technology and they're shining.
So it's almost like you're offering the opportunity for individualized education.
Exactly.
Education that fits your personality.
Education that works.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that. We have about a minute left, and
Exactly.
I know that isn't there something important? Oh, no, we've got 30
Well,
seconds.
30 seconds. Parents, if there's anything that I can tell you, please encourage your students. Talk to them about what it is they want to do. Toledo Public Schools Career Technology Department has something to offer your students.
And we'll give you the information on how to reach her
Yes.
before we go today, but we have to leave right now. We're coming right back.